What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over ranking our best top power forwards right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. And I got to make a side note because I did include basically all of the centers that can play power forward. However, I did not include most of the small forwards that you could play at power forward. Now, like realistically for the small forwards, like a Jason Tatum, LeBron James, if you're running them at power forward, and again, I'm not trying to hate, but I just don't know why you would do that. So again, that's kind of my opinion on these cards, and let's get it. Let's rank our top 10 power forwards right now in my team. Now again, this is my personal opinion. If you guys disagree, that is a-okay. At number 10, I'm plugging in Pink Diamond Dirk Nowitzki, 95 3-ball, 80 speed. And that's the one thing about Dirk is I feel like Dirk cards are never fast. Like they're never fast. However, this Dirk is not as bad as Dirk has been in the past. Good 3-ball, solid enough defensively here, and he's 7 feet tall. Do I think Dirk's probably better at center than power forward? Probably, but at either position, Dirk can play at such a high, such an elite level, and I really don't mind his release. Again, I feel like in the past, Dirk Nowitzki has had such a slow release, whereas this year, I really don't mind it whatsoever. So, I don't know if you guys love Dirk, but for me, he definitely deserves a spot in our top 10, coming in at number 10. At number 9, we're plugging in Spicy P Pascal Siakam. Now, at this stage, I don't love Pascal Siakam. I just don't. He's a little undersized. His release isn't nearly as good as it once was, nor with dribble style. He doesn't really have a leaner. However, he is still going to be elite on the defensive end of the court. 90 defense all across the board, 86 speed, Hall of Fame interceptor, off-ball pass, paper trailer, post, lockdown, rebound chaser. And I get it. I know that people at this stage are going to say, well, Ty, their Hall of Fame badges aren't nearly as rare as they once were, and I agree. Side note, Paolo Banchero isn't on this list. He's on the small forward list, but that's besides the point. He's still really solid. Every time I've played against Spice Speed, he does what he needs to do. Is he the best card on the floor ever? No. But he is a card that can hold it down. Similar to my number 8, who is a Karl Malone, 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, decent 3-ball, really solid defensively. And the best part about Karl Malone is going to be that release. Like, I don't want people who sitting up here saying, oh, Ty, Karl Malone's got the best release in the game, because that's not true. However, his release is really solid. He's going to play good defense. He's going to compete on the interior. I feel like for me, when I look at Karl Malone, the pros outweigh the cons. Do I wish he was a little bit taller? Absolutely. 6'9", obviously is not ideal, but he's got a wide player build. He's got a great release. Karl Malone can absolutely hoop in my team right now. At my number 7, we're going to plug in a newer card that did get just released the other day. And again, we're going to have to actually move people down. So Mobley's going to come in at number 8 because I just realized that I forgot the best power forward in the game on this list. So Mobley at number, what are we at? At number 8 since everybody moved down. Thing about Evan Mobley is this. His release is too slow. It's the same problem Evan Mobley has had for years. His release stinks. Outside of that, Mobley is really good. Good frame, 6'11", wide player build, defensively going to be off the charts good. I just need that release to be a little quicker, Evan Mobley. And I'm not trying to hate on the card because overall I like Evan Mobley, but that release could be and should be just slightly better. And until he gets a slightly better release, he can't be any higher. Evan Mobley coming in here at number 8. At my number 7, we're plugging in Pink Diamond Kevin Garnett. There are really not many flaws with Kevin Garnett outside of one, and the one flaw is a decently big one. It is going to have everything to do with his ability to shoot the basketball. Only a 73 3-ball. First thing that comes to mind, yikes. Defensively, though, off the charts good for KG. Look, his release is slow. His 3-ball is low. He doesn't have a lot of shooting badges. But to me, like, the pros still outweigh the cons. Yes, I wish KG had a better release. Because I've used this card when I played Decades. Sometimes I played Decades wagers, used the 2000s. His release stinks, but his player build's good. Defensively, he's off the charts good. You just, I feel like, at this stage, have to respect what KG gets into. Not perfect of a card, especially offensively, but the pros outweigh the cons. I don't like having Jaren Jackson Jr. this low, but again, you'll see why. Coming in at my number 6 is Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, if you want to plug Jaren all the way up to number 1, I'm not going to disagree. I'm just not, because I absolutely love what Jaren does provide for you guys on the court. However, I think there are better overall power forwards in the game than Jaren Jackson Jr. 6'10", 7'4" wingspan, 88 3 ball, one of the best releases for big man in the game, 87 speed, solid interior, solid enough perimeter. Inside scoring leaves something to be desired, but he's one of the best poppers in the game. Combine that with great defensive badges, combine that with a great release, and you're looking at one of the best, if not the best power forward in the game. But coming in at my number 5 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And this is where things get crazy. This is where things get really interesting for me personally, because I feel like my top 6, you could rank in any order. When I did use Kareem the other day on one of my buddies' accounts, he's a stud. I don't understand why people don't love this card. He's a beast. I know his 3-ball is not great, but defensively speaking, he is what? The best defensive power forward in the entire game, I believe. Do I like Kareem more at center? Probably, but the card's an absolute beast. He is 7'2". He can knock down that occasional 3-ball. There are no flaws in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar outside of that 3-ball. But to me, KG's 3-ball stinks as well. And as long as you can knock down that occasional 3-ball, people are going to have to respect Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming in at my number 5. At my number 4, Pink Diamond Giannis. Here's the situation with Giannis. As far as a pure player build, as far as a pure, pure power forward standpoint, it doesn't get much better than Giannis. However, I want you guys to know and realize his stats and badges are not that great. And I like Giannis. I want to run Giannis, but that's just the truth. Giannis base, 67 3-ball, 88 speed, solid defense, but not great. But again, the stats, badges, they don't tell the whole story. Giannis is so dominant on the court because he can handle the ball. He dunks everything. And even when I play against Giannis, people green literally every shot with the card. So that's my opinion on Giannis. The card is an absolute stud, an absolute beast. However, I do think there are better power forwards in the game. Karl, I like his center more than power forward, but we got to plug him in both lists. Joel Embiid coming in here at number 3. The thing with Joel Embiid is this, you're just not going to find much more complete cards than Joel Embiid. I like him way more at center, but even at power forward, he's fine. Great rebounder, really good defensively. Even on the perimeter, he's going to play fine defense. As far as offensively, he's going to knock down shots at a pretty high level. He's not going to handle the ball as well as Giannis, but everything else on the court, Joel Embiid is going to do better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so that's the troublesome part when I'm comparing Joel Embiid to Giannis. I really think it is preference-based. To me, I think Joel Embiid is the slightly more complete option. Coming in at my number 2, we're plugging in Hakeem Olajuwon, 84 3-ball, 87 speed, perfect defense. To me, why do I like him more than Joel Embiid? Number 1, I think his release is a little quicker. I think it's a little more smooth. Number 2, he's going to be just a little faster. I'm not saying like he's super fast, but he's going to be a little faster than Joel Embiid. He's going to shoot the ball well. His player build means he's going to play perfect defense. He's 7 feet tall. I just prefer him slightly by the smallest edge to Joel Embiid at the power forward position. Hakeem is insanely expensive though. A lot of cards did go down in the auction house. Hakeem is not really one of them. His price is still absolutely insane on the auction house right now. Hakeem coming in at my number 2. Coming in at my number 1, a card I initially forgot about is Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis. Now, couple of things. Number 1, Anthony Davis is absolutely not worth the price he's going for in my team. He's not. He is really good. I love AD. 14 Hall of Famers is insane, but he's just not worth the price he's going for. And as much as I wish I could sit up here and say, yeah, AD is absolutely worth it, he's just not. And so those are the couple of things that you obviously do have to think about when it comes down to specific players. 14 Hall of Famers, 86 3-ball, 89 speed, perfect defense. There are really not too many flaws in this Anthony Davis. It just comes down to this. He is not worth his price. People are spending people are literally bidding like 4 million coins for a base Anthony Davis at this stage of the game. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now again, I like Anthony Davis as much as anybody, but again, he's just not ultimately worth that price. The card is insanely good in this game. Get a green shots, play great defense, the most complete power forward in the game. He is just not worth the price he ultimately is going for. That's going to wrap it up for our power forward top 10. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Who is I too high on, too low on? Let me know that down below. And who is your favorite power forward? Or who is the power forward that you are running right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM? Let me know. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.